Guys, we're joined by Mark Lagerquist, who is an investigative reporter with NJ Watchdog. Mark, thanks for coming on Chasing New Jersey. I know you're doing a story about the sheriffs in New Jersey. You've studied all 21 counties and all their sheriffs, and there's an issue of double dipping, where they're getting a salary from the county and they're also getting a pension. What do you got?
Well, we found 80% of the sheriffs in New Jersey are what we call double dipping. They're getting both a paycheck and a pension. They're getting a pension, they didn't retire, they're still working, they're still getting six-figure salaries. So 17 out of 21 county sheriffs in New Jersey are double dipping. Some of them are up for re-election this time around, about 10 of them. If you look in Bergen County, you get a really good example there. The incumbent sheriff is making $268,000 a year, $138,000 salary, and $130,000 because he's supposedly retired.
Do you find this breaks along party lines? I mean, it seemed to me that it was pretty mixed between Republicans and Democrats.
Well, that's exactly the case. I mean, this sort of greed knows no political boundaries. What you have is I believe, 8 Democrats, 9 Republicans who are doing this. So it's not a party issue, it's not a partisan issue, it's just an issue of them wanting money in their pocket.
But these guys actually did work. They did put in the time of service, they did pay into their pension, and then they retired and ran for office, and the public decided they should be there. It doesn't seem to me that they're certainly not doing anything illegal, but they paid in, they did the service. Why shouldn't they get their retirement? Well,
it's not illegal, but the thing is the question is whether it should be legal. The legislature could change that, except there are double dippers in the legislature who don't want to change the law.
Exactly. There was actually an attempt by legislators to change the law and stop double dipping. But the bill was in the Senate, and it actually never made it out of committee because and the way it would have worked is that people who are collecting a state pension while having a public job would then be suspended from receiving payments from that state pension if their public job was more than $15,000 a year. But that bill died in committee, and not surprisingly or not coincidentally, about 18 legislators were double dipping and voting on that bill that died.
This is true New Jersey bipartisanship. They're all double dipping. I think the common sense here for the folks out there is that, when you should get a pension when you retire. You don't get a pension and then you go on to another full-time job. But anyway, more to come on that. Thank you for coming on the show.
My pleasure.